Hey everybody, so today I wanted to gush about this latest thing that has been popping up and been becoming popular, which is Welcome Home. It seems to be another mascot horror thing. Mascot horror, I will be honest, is something that I don't tend to get into outside of the Five Nights at Freddy's series. Tattletale is the only other major one I can think of that I really got into, but that kind of just came and went. Things like Hello Neighbor, Bendy, Baldi's, Poppy's Playtime, Choo Choo Charles, none of that ever really stuck with me. Especially, and Garten of Bon Bon, the less said about that, the better. But this looks genuinely great, and I adore it, and I wanted to gush about it for a bit. So, Welcome Home is an ARG. For those that don't know, an ARG is an alternate reality game. It means that, let me just look up the proper definition here so that y'all understand what I'm talking about here. So, an alternate reality game is an interactive, networked narrative that uses the real world as a platform and employs transmedia storytelling to deliver a story that may be altered by players' ideas or actions. In other words, it's an interactive, well, like it says, it's an interactive narrative, but it acts as if it's a part of the real world, and that's like a big selling point of it. So, in Welcome Home's case, this website that I'm on, for example, acts as a sort of archive of a 1960s, 70s-ish show that used to exist that has since become lost media. And so this website exists as a way to sort of revive it or make people aware of the lost media. And over time, the website is most likely going to continue updating with stuff. And so, in our sense, it's a website that's talking about lore, basically, from a world that doesn't quite exist, but does at the same time. It's definitely a weird concept to get a grasp on, but the most important part is the aesthetic and clear attention to detail and passion put into this that I wanted to bring attention to. So, obviously, right out of the gate, you notice the very vibrant color scheme. All the different colors, rainbow shapes, all kinds of stuff. You got a House of Eyes there. There's more house in the back. And then you got the main character here who is all decked out in colors, from pants, head to toe. Got all kinds of different things on this website here, such as descriptions and introductions, little categories here. So many things that remind you of, like, the very old days of websites. Gotta look at the whole cast here. So let's start by clicking Welcome Home. So we first click that, and it gives you a bit of an idea of about what this show would have been. You got tons of different art here that's sort of supposed to sell you on the authenticity of this, and I just love the attention to detail for it. It truly feels like actual lost media that could have existed at some point. And something about the way this show is made and designed definitely gives the impression that it existed at some point, even though it didn't. And I very much love that aspect. And then look at this. Like, you have material like this that looks so real. Like, it just looks so authentic for what it is. You got, like, fan art here that looks, like, recent, but also old enough that it could have came out a lot earlier. You have things like this. Art like this. A little book from what looks like a kid's book of some kind. You also see glimpses of, like, other weird stuff, such as a puppet hand. Because, like I said, this is a horror ARG, which essentially means that there is a darker element beneath the surface of what's going on here. As far as I can tell, we don't really know quite enough about what's going on to truly make any guesses. What we do know is that there's definitely certain things that stick out that are very odd that I will be bringing attention to. But honestly, the horror element isn't quite what I'm so excited about here, so much as just the general clear passion and attention to detail put into this more than anything. Got some Valentine's Day stuff. Halloween. Got a picture of the main character looking at you. The house is also looking at you. That's its eye. Gelatin. Sleeping on cake. Letting him paint his hand. You got silly stuff like this. Like, I don't know. The characters are so endearing, and you haven't even seen them in anything yet. It's so fun. Frowning is easy. See, maybe for you, but not for me. Like, it's so good. It's just so carefully crafted. It's like I can't even imagine the amount of time and effort and attention to detail it must have taken to create this in the way that it is now. And this art just keeps going. Like, it just keeps going. Like, there's so much of it. There's so many sketches and all kinds of stuff. And of course, everything I'm showing you right now is supposed to be in this alternate reality lost media that is being found and uploaded online. So everything you're seeing would have been like part of the production of the show or made by the cast and crew or something of that sort. Okay, that's the end of the list of stuff. Yeah, see, there it says they're restored remnants and reproduced pieces. Yeah, according to this, they can find all kinds of like art and storyboards and all that stuff, but they can't find any actual footage. We can go to the About Us section. Tells you general stuff about it, and then we got this picture here, which definitely gives it an uncanny vibe for sure. I think it's interesting that these three characters are here at all, because on the website they're not really listed or named anywhere. And then when you look at the original piece that they restored this from, those characters are also pretty much like darkened out, blacked out, what have you. You have silly stuff like this. Like, you could just... The amount of care and attention to detail that went into this is so refreshing. It's just so refreshing. You see elements of the horror stuff again here. So if I do this, you can see the original text, which is, I hoped that this website would grab the attention of someone who has seen this show before and could tell us more about it. If this wasn't possible, then we wanted to be the first to showcase this lost piece of media, help spur on the search of its existence. But then the other text here says, when I unwrapped the first letter, I felt it. I heard it. Open, open, open. I want it out. I'm going to get it out. Just really interesting, off-putting stuff like that. That just is really well thought out and implemented. So we can go back here. There's other categories, of course. The news tab, I think, seems to be a more like proper news tab. Like, as far as I can tell, this is like towards us, the viewers, from the creator of all this. So there's not like any speculation stuff really there. We have the neighborhood. This is where you get to meet the characters. They have a little interactive website here. So you have the main character, Wally. And it gives you like whole descriptions and stuff, and just so much details and passion clearly put into this. You have Julie. You have Frank. There's Barnaby. Howdy. Eddie. Poppy. And Sally. But, you know, even more than that, you can, like, find other hidden stuff here. For example, if I do inspect element, and I just start, like, deleting stuff. Like, if I do this. You can see that underneath his house is this hole. We don't know what it means. We just know it's there. I just love that the website is hiding little details like that. And you can also hit tab on this website to help you cycle through all the links that you can find on it. Because this website does have hidden links every once in a while. For example, oh, we just missed it, but it's right here. So, like, if you hover here, it'll say, like, Poppy, it'll say Eddie, Howdy, Barnaby, Frank. I'm pointing out this bottom left corner here of the browser, so it says, like, Frank, Julie, Sally, Poppy, whatever. But then, if you go to the middle, now that I've moved stuff, it says So Below. So now if I click on it, it opens a new tab, and we have this. No idea what to make of this, but it's very unnerving and interesting to look at, for sure. So yeah, that's a thing. I don't think anything else happens here. It's just this GIF over and over again. And then the guest book. I have not taken the time to really look through this, but basically you can, like, submit your name and a comment here. But in the actual guest book, you can see a bunch of different illustrations. These files all have different names. But there's also, like, really weird ones in here every once in a while, such as Where Am I? Or maybe tricky to find more just offhanded. This also adds to the authenticity of it. It's a very good sell. Like, I thought these were real at first. We got longer ones here, which are nice. We'll go to page 2, see if I can just find some other stuff. This is kind of interesting. You get one person saying hello a bunch, only to get this kind of eerie text of hello over it. It's also presumed that all this art is done by Wally. So, like, if I open it in a new tab, it tells you, like, the different names of the files and stuff. So this one says Julie is my friend too. This one is I can hear you, neighbor. So, you know, some of these are a little more unnerving. But I love how low-key the horror element is so far. Like, it's not being overdone. It's giving you time to get adjusted to the characters, to get to know them and the world and that kind of thing. And I love that it's giving you time to do that, because very often I feel like the mascot horror genre just kind of throws you into the horror as soon as you meet the characters, and it really makes the pacing and the actual horror element suffer as a result. And so I think Welcome Home is excelling at handling that at the moment. I love you. I love you. Why do you like eye contact is an interesting one. So you will know I am looking at you. Yeah, oh yeah, that was the other thing. So there's a couple more things I'll point out. I think we can skip this page. But trust me, there's so many pages here. You're bound to find more stuff relating to what I'm referring to, and I'm sure there's more secrets hidden in there. There's just so many pages and things to go through. It's too long for this video. But other little elements I can point out here that we already have seen is, oh, that's not it. If you click this home, you'll go back to the very first page. I'm not sure how many of you have noticed so far, but there's two other things I want to point out in regards to the horror elements, which is the first one is this little screen here. The house obviously looking at Wally here, but what is Wally sitting on is the question. We see it's some sort of lump. It's not really a rock per se. It's colorful for sure. But we see this eye here, which makes sense because Wally's eyes are like a recurring thing. He likes looking at you, the viewer. But we also see what looks to be a handprint. And if you go back to a certain someone, it looks a lot like Barnaby's handprint, who happens to be Wally's dog, who happens to be a lot bigger than him as well. But I don't know, little elements like that that are like, okay, is the dog the chair or lump? Like, what happened to him? Like, just really cool stuff like that I really appreciate, and I just love how casually it's being built up to. I love the characters, love the designs. This is just all so good, and I'm so used to not caring about mascot horror at all that I wanted to gush about it here. And so I hope you guys give this, I hope you guys continue to explore Welcome Home further and try to decipher more about it, because I know I am personally very much head over heels for it at the moment, and I'm really excited at the possibility of this in the future. It'll be interesting to see what the creator decides to do with it. I know the creator recently made some type of post on like Tumblr, I think, about how they didn't expect this huge surge in popularity and is going to be taking a step back and a break for a little bit, which is good. It means that they care enough about what they're making. Like, it's such a contrast to Poppy's Playtime, where they immediately cranked out as much merchandise and sequels and spin-offs and a movie as they could. But here, the creator actually wants to really take the time to make sure that Welcome Home is the best it can possibly be. And I will always respect that, and that is why I've made this video, because I want to bring attention to something that I think is made with genuine passion and is clearly showcasing a lot of talent and effort. And so that is it for this video. I plan to get back to more Total Drama related stuff. I just wanted to make this video because I truly do adore how this is shaping up, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with your friends for more content like it, and to just let me know that you're supporting the content I'm making. And until next time, peace out, everybody.